Hey guys, so back doing another video here. We're basically, I think there's gonna be 2 more videos of the S10 for you guys that haven't checked out any of the S10 stuff. If you're into LS stuff, my buddy Luke's truck, the S10, go out, check out those videos. I'm gonna put them in a playlist for, it'll be under Luke's truck or Luke's S10 or something. But anyways, today we are working on my first gen. I figured I'd give you guys a little rundown on what the truck is, because some of you guys have probably never seen this. I have done a couple videos on it, talked about it a bit, but most of you guys have probably never seen the truck if you're relatively new to the channel. So I have this 2-wheel drive 1991 first gen. It was an intercooled truck, you can tell by the grill. And the truck is, for our standards in around here, this truck is in very, very good shape. I do need to realign the fenders and stuff because they're not aligned at all, so disregard that. But the truck is not rotten at all. So there's a little bit of surface rust on the roof, but this truck is garage kept, never driven in the winter. Literally, it very seldom sits outside. Did for many years sit outside, but now it does not sit outside. There is some, there you can see a wrinkle in the fender or in the side box side. This truck did get used as a truck for many years of its life. I've owned the truck quite a few years now, and it's kind of past that point in its life. But what I have done to it was pulled out the original engine, and it now has a P-pump. It's a hybrid engine. So it is a 12 valve, but it uses a 6-7 block. It's got Wagler forged rods in it, Molly Motorsports pistons. It has a Hamilton Stage 2 head on it with valve springs, push rods, all that stuff. It has injectors that Weston helped me put together. It has a Seth Farrell 14 mil pump. It has hydro boost, aluminum radiator. Now, as far as the compounds goes, it has an S366 SXE over a S588 SXE. So it's got a decent size, pretty good size of compounds for a 12 valve. Steed manifold. What else we got done to this thing? That's really basically it. Oh, it has a stage 4 camshaft in it. It does have bigger valves in it. And it has a few little goodies. This engine I had problems with. Ended up having an oil pump failure, and then we fixed it again. Balanced the rotating assembly, that type of jazz. It has an intercooler out of a Power Stroke, which is probably going to be getting changed, but for now that'll stay like that. It has a 47 RH for a transmission. And today, the reason it's in here is we have a little leak on the transmission I want to fix, and also, because I'm an idiot, apparently, I have the wrong engine bell housing on it, so we're going to swap that out while we're in there. And then there's a couple of little things that I want to fix. I want to change the oil drain on the one turbo, providing I have the right one, and whatever else we have to do. Maybe just do a once over on the truck, because I would like to drive the truck around, and I would like to take this in the next few weeks. I'm going to take this to our local drag strip, well, local, which is like 3.5 hours away. I would like to take it to the drag strip and do some runs with it, just have some fun. I don't expect to go out there and break any time records or it to hook really good or any of that type of stuff. It is a stock suspension, 1991. We're gonna put a slick on it, which I have the slicks already. They're old slicks, so they're not gonna be awesome. And I don't even know what the truck's gonna make for power. It should make, the last time I dynoed it, it made 850 on a single turbo with smaller injectors and a completely different engine. So same pump though. So for the like it should be making at least 850. I don't know exactly what it makes because I have not dynoed it. But I just like to, I want to go out and have some fun. So, and obviously I'll bring you guys along for the ride. So that's what we are doing today on this thing. I have something I wanted to ask you guys. Let me lift it up. So the question I have for you guys on these 2-wheel drive transmissions, this is your speedo sensor. I need one of these for a first gen as well as this pigtail. So if any of you guys have parts for one of these that you want to sell or give or whatever, I don't care, I just need one. So it's that Speedo drive with the gear on it and a plug for a first gen. So to be, I believe it has to be 2-wheel drive, and it's going to be, I don't know if the early ones are the same, and I don't know for sure, but 91 to 93 for sure will work. But it has to be for first gen, because it'll be, so this one is one from second gen, which is the 3 plug. but it doesn't work. The Speedo doesn't work. And I know that it worked before I changed the transmission. So I tried wiring it that way, thought it would work, it didn't work, and then it's just kind of been like that for a long time because it doesn't control anything other than the Speedo. And I would just like the Speedo to work just because. So if any of you guys have, hit me up in the comments, send me an email, rob@cutterup@outlook.com. Let me know what you have, what you want for it, or whatever it may be, because I would like to put one in this. So let me know. Anyways, let's get after pulling this transmission out. All right, guys, so we got the tranny out of the truck now. You've probably seen that in the time lapse. They're really not very hard to get out, especially on a first gen. I do have a really short little dipstick, which I'm gonna try to remedy. I don't know if we're gonna do it right now or not, because I have to take the pan off and I don't really wanna take the pan off right now. But pulled the converter out, everything looks good as far as that goes. We got no damage, no wearing, funny spots, no nothing, so that's good. So, I just noticed that my rear main is leaking, which is kind of odd being it's got no kilometers on it, but nonetheless it is leaking. But what I wanted, well, I'm pretty sure it was the rear main leaking, but this cam plug, because this is a 6/7 block like I was talking before, could be some of that maybe. There might be a little bit up from up top as well by the look of it. It's a little bit wet, so we might have a valve cover leaking or something. But it looks like the rear main's leaking, so we're gonna pull the rear main out as well. But I just wanted to show a little trick to check if you're having rear main problems, what you can do to tell whether it's centered, because if it's not centered, you'll have problems with the rear main. So to check to see whether this housing is centered, a super easy way is if you take a pair of calipers and you measure here, right at the bottom, right? And then you measure, I already measured it and it's the same within 2 thou, so it's pretty close. And you measure it like this, you should get from top to bottom and side to side, you should get within, let's say 5-6 thou around. Like if it's shifted a little bit, it's not a big deal, but if you have it shifted and it's like 25 thou up or down or side to side, usually it's gonna be up or down. You will have rear main problems. So if that's the case, what you wanna do is take this off, clean everything, and just silicone, even if this has a gasket on it, just cut the gasket off, put a good bead of silicone in there, and then just roll your seal in there, get it centered, let it center itself, tighten your bolts down, and you should be good to go. Being that this one is centered, I'm gonna put a speedy sleeve on it, being this does not have a speedy sleeve on it. I'm gonna put a speedy sleeve on it, and we're gonna put a new seal on it. So for that, I'll throw it in a time lapse. It's not really very hard to do. All I'm gonna do is drill a little hole in it, put a screw in it, pull the seal out, and then we'll put the new seal in. So let's get after doing that. All right, guys, so you see me put those screws in there. You see me put the screws in there, right? I have one of these actually bent into a 90, but this is just a cheap upholstery tool for taking off door panels and stuff. And if you put those screws in there, you just want to make sure you don't drill through, like drill into your aluminum housing, as I point to where you can't see, into your aluminum housing or into the crankshaft, obviously. You want to make sure that you don't do that. But if you drill into here, I usually put 2 because sometimes they're hard to get out. You can just hook the tool, you see me pull it out, it literally just pulls right out. So it's a super easy way of doing it. I'll put one of these, link in the description, just so you guys that have never seen one, I'll put one in there. If you want to buy one, there you are. And then we're going to use our trusty old scraper tool to clean the surface up here. And obviously a bucket load of brake clean, because that's how I am. So let's get after it. All right, let's install the Speedy sleeve. So these kits, these sleeves and seals used to come with these install tools. They don't always come, and same with a plastic sleeve to install them. So if you do get one for the oversize, make sure you keep it and label it, because they do not always come with it. Because if you throw them away and then you need one later and it doesn't come with it, and you don't know how to install it without it, it is much more difficult. So now that I've said that, I do have one, but we're going to do it the other way just to show you. So if you look at this, you might not be able to see it in there, but this side is tapered, and that's the side that you want to put on the crankshaft first, obviously. Goes on way easier. You can just take a dead blow hammer and throw it on the floor, apparently. This is incredibly more easy with a camera not in your way. I won't lie to you. So, just want to tap it on there. As soon as you get it started, it's not bad. There we go. Just go all the way around. There we are. Now, to put the seal on, the hardest part of this is that you look at this lip in here. If you look at this lip needs to go into the oil. So it needs to go like this. So obviously it'd be way easier to put on this way. That doesn't keep the oil in. So what we're gonna do, I'll show you guys a little trick. There's lots of ways of doing this. You can buy a plastic seal installer, one that's actually for these. Also, you can use a piece of, I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of like made of like pop bottle material, kind of. They're actually for making seals. If I can find one, I'll put one in the description, just so you guys, I don't know if I'll be able to find a link for it or anything, but at the very least, I'll show you the ones that I'm talking about. They're actually for doing transmission seals, but they also work for this. But an easy way to do it, if you have some little, this is stainless steel lock wire, and this is the same stuff we use for O-rings, so it's 41 thou lock wire. You take your seal, get it started on one side, and you take this lock wire, just slide it in there. You can literally just glide it around. You can just glide it around and put the seal on. Just got to be careful that you don't roll the seal. There we go. And she's that easy to put on. Basically, as soon as you get it rigid all the way around there with the wire, it will basically fall into place for you. You probably heard it go thunk. Pretty easy to do. Just have to take your time. Lots of this stuff, as you get frustrated, you just have to stop, take a breather for a second, and go after it. So this is the install kit, that seal that comes with the seals usually. I don't know if this one's gonna go in far enough. Oh yeah, that'll work perfect. There is all kinds of these. You can buy bolt-on ones and different stuff. That's something I might look into making some, because I've had a bolt-in one. I ended up selling it because I never used it. That's literally as easy as hard as they are to put in. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna get a new seal for the rear housing. We're going to get the bolts all cleaned up, Loctited, all that jazz, We'll get this back together, get the flywheel in it, and then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna bolt the trans back in and the cross member, and then we're probably gonna be done for the day because we're actually going up to Luke's place, a little bit of a party before he goes on vacation with the truck. And we'll probably do a video up there, but that'll be a separate video than this one, obviously. And yeah, so we're gonna throw you back into time lapse. I'll get this thing in there, and yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, so we got the tranny back in the first gen. Took it for a little rip around. I didn't film that just because we were just doing a quick little boot around. But I think we're gonna have to pull it back out again. Now that we've moved the whole thing forwards, this plate, the plate's not painted. The transmission is actually hitting the firewall, or like the pinch weld, just the way that it's sitting, everything's sitting a little bit higher. So I think we might have to move it a little bit. But what I want to do before I do that is I'm going to fix my drive shaft loop. When I built it, I was in a big hurry and we got it a little bit too far one way. See how it's not straight? That was a Friday when we needed to be at the racetrack 4 hours prior. So anyways, I already cut it off here. I'm going to heat it up and just bend it over a little bit just so that it's not touching, and we'll rebuild that later. And then I also want to rebuild, I need to do another cross member, because everything's changed so many times in this. It's just one of those things. But anyways, we're gonna build a cross member for it pretty quick probably. But what I want to do is I'm gonna fix this, and I'm gonna try to clearance a little bit around the exhaust pipe as well, so that we can take this thing for a little boot. I just want to make sure everything's kosher as far. I'm just trying to make anything that is touching, I want to fix so that it's not touching. Anyways, that is what we are after doing right now. And I'll throw you back into time lapse, and then when we go for a drive, we will take you with us. All right, guys, so we took the truck for a little drive, spirited drive. We did not film though. We will film some stuff. We're gonna do some shenanigans here in the next week or so. But I got the rattle fixed. You guys see me banging and crashing on some stuff. I cut the, which we do need to put back in, but I'm gonna build a new one. We cut the drive shaft loop out because it was touching a little bit. Or it used to. I don't know if it was then or not, but anyways, it was making a noise and I didn't like the noise. So made the noise go away, so that's good. We went for a little rat bag around, no big deal. We had a little coolant leak, we got that fixed. So basically now I need to fix some of the a couple little wiring things, make sure everything's working, and then get the slicks on the truck, get the slicks ready for the truck. I have them at the house, I just have to get them over here. And then I don't know, it's probably going to be a couple weeks before we go to the track with it, but I am going to go to the track with it in the next, let's say 30 days. I would like to go earlier, but I got too much stuff going on at the moment and, you know, life things. So as soon as we get to the track with it, there will be more stuff, but there'll probably be one or maybe two more videos doing some more stuff to it because there's a few things that I need to do to it. And then we are going to be working hard on this thing to get this thing done. Like I said, we got all the body parts for it now, so I want to get it done. The only issue, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag for you guys that are still watching, is that I want to going on in my brains. So we got a couple more videos of this probably, and then a bunch of videos of this. And there is one or two more videos of Luke's truck. I got a bunch of film or video that I need to edit, but I'm gonna wait until he comes back from Miles because he's on Miles right now. And he's gonna take some videos, so I'll splice some videos together for that with the runs and stuff that he's done. But I wanted to put it all in the rest. For the most part, most of you guys aren't watching it anyway, so I figured I might as well just make him you know, some racing in them and stuff, and then for you guys that want to see the racing, that'll be on there too. So anyways, that's what we got going on. We will also be doing some black diesel stuff coming up very shortly. So like, subscribe, hit me down in the comments, and remember, it's not rocket science.